like with the, at his desk. And unfortunately, I was flying back from North Carolina, so I couldn't be there during this mischievous phase. I like to watch it online. I like to feel the tension building up. And I like to see the mainstream media freaking out and getting into a weird frenzy. Unfortunately, I was in a non-Wi-Fi flight from North Carolina. I landed at LaGuardia. I get a phone call from Marsha Kramer, who was the one that almost got arrested at Rep. Wiener's congressional office for trying to ask some questions. So we now have Dana Bash and Marsha Kramer and Ted Jackass Barrett pissed off. So if you've got 3 mainstream media people on your side, I think that's pretty good. And they were pissed off too. So we're all trying to get down to the bottom of this. And Marsha calls me up and says, wow, you've created a storm. Can I interview you? And I said, well, I'm on the Long Island Expressway, and I'm going to the Crowne Plaza at 49th and Broadway, so why don't you meet me there? I get there at around 3:30, and she's not there. And I see a text that says, there's an impromptu press conference at 4 o'clock in a half hour at the Sheraton, which is at 53rd and 7th. That's 4 blocks north, 1 block to the east. It's 5 blocks. I can do that. I can do that. And I just started walking, and I walked into the ballroom, and it was like a ballroom exactly like this, and there was a podium up here, and I walked in from over there, and all I could think about was, oh my God, my BlackBerry's about to go dead. And so I just walked in maniacally, looking for, and every single outlet was taken because we had 1,000 camera crews. And I'm like, no, it's going to go into no battery, no radio use. I can't afford that. My phone is now the most important thing in my life. And so I finally found one in the back corner. I plug it in, I turn around, and there are 60 media people surrounding me asking questions. I'm like, I've seen that in the movies. I can't believe I'm in this. This is so cool. I go, hey, what's your name? I'm in the movies. This is so cool. I'm from LA. I'm shallow. I'm having like an out-of-body experience. And they start asking me all these questions. And I have a raspy voice because I have bronchitis. And they start saying, go up on the stage. Go up on the stage! I'm like, I can't do that. This is his press conference. It's his party. He can cry if he wants to. I'm not going to do that. And they go, come on, go up on the stage. I'm like, okay. And I went up on the stage, and I just started to take questions for 13 minutes. And I got off, and my phone was working, and I pick it up. And news producers are saying, why did you do that? He's now not going to come in. You just ruined it. I'm like, what did I do? Well, I don't understand what you're talking about. They go, that went live. It was on every channel. It went live. I'm like, no, it didn't. Why would they go live to me taking questions from the press? Well, they did. It's like, oh man. Then I went on the Sean Hannity show, and you could tell he was in 7th heaven because it was like a media spectacle of epic proportion. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was really on live television. All that stuff I said, attacking the mainstream media, like, I lived my dream and I didn't even know it. It's like I was on live TV asking them, name one lie. You call me a liar, name one lie. Come on, put your reputation on the line, name one lie. And they were utterly silent. I lived my dream and I didn't even know it. And I went off. I ended up talking on Hannity, and Congressman Wiener walks in and he starts talking and he starts blubbering. He would not have been blubbering and admitting this had we not done the drip, 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 because he knew what he had put out there, and he was like, I've got to go admit to this thing. And I sat there, and I gotta be honest with you, because I'd like to become more thick-skinned, but as I saw this guy blubbering, I honestly, standing there, felt bad for the guy. I did. Don't tell anyone. This is a small grouping. Don't tell people in other states or I'll kill all of you. about me, but I was like, this is the most pathetic, okay. I don't know where this fits in the realm of morality, but if you're going to cheat, at least be with a real human being, okay? I mean, sending these pics to people that you've never met before is so sad and pathetic. Isaac Asimov would never have dreamt of something as pathetic in the realm of interhuman personal relations. What a disgusting, creepy avatar. What a non-human freak. I shouldn't be judgmental though. That's how sympathetic I was as I was watching him. And I remember there was one moment when he caught my eye, and he didn't look at me with an intimidating look. It was like the fear of God. It was like, I can't believe this guy is in here looking at me. I'm like, this is such a weird experience. I thought it couldn't get weirder. And then as I'm driving here today, we find out that the police stopped at a 17-year-old girl's house in Delaware who's been having internet communications with Congressman Weiner, and an AP alert comes out where he affirms that in fact he's been communicating with the 17-year-old girl. He claims that there were no inappropriate messages, but I doubt he was recommending Smith over Wellesley. I mean, what's an appropriate, I'm 42, okay, let me just think. I'm into geography, and like I meet somebody. I can't think of anything innocuous while I'm hanging out in chat rooms with a 17-year-old girl. And in light of all the other things that we found out, and internal data that I got today, that from one of my trusted Patriot sources who are deep inside the bowels of humanity, President Obama and Clinton called him today before the news of the teenagers and said, get the hell out of town. And so this is before the teenage girls, and so the goal was to make sure that they couldn't put the ball back through the hoops, to make sure that the slam dunk didn't happen. And this is what it's going to take. It's going to take people like James O'Keefe who are willing to put themselves in harm's way to go up against not just the corruption that he exposes, the corrupt organizations, but the corrupt media and the corrupt Democratic Party who thinks that it's totally okay to destroy the lives of anybody that gets in their way. But something amazing happened over the last year, and it's not just citizen journalists and patriots passing in the night and people like Patriot USA 76 and the people who are feeding me this information, but a similar spirit has aroused in the country. I can't believe I used that term. And that's the Tea Party movement. And something as weird is going on right now in this country. The silent majority, those people, I'm not talking about conservatives, I'm talking about people who believe in decency and common sense, are finally fed up with the Hollywood crowd, the mainstream media crowd, the professors who indoctrinate our children in nihilism. And we're going to, you know what, we're going to take this country back.
Amen.
And these are